You look like you just woke up.
This is hair.
that made it
That
way
did not
better.
All right. Throughout all these speeches, each team, affirmative and negative, have both agreed on something. That something is that we need to make sure that our cybersecurity is in the right state and that we'll be able to defend against any attacks. The affirmative team has said that we need to agree with Russia in their plan about doing cyber command with them, and that will fix our problem. Well, in my speech today, I'm going to show you that that isn't how it's going to be fixed. I want to start out with my points of that it's already going to be solved in the status quo, that we're always going to be solving our cybersecurity problems in the status quo. Now first, they said that no case is perfect and that Russia and the United States cybersecurity, this is the best we can do. I think that's what they were saying when they said that no case is perfect. Well, that isn't the best we can do. And I'm going to be saying this constantly throughout my speech, is that under the status quo, we are already solving this problem. That they may think this is the best approach, but it is not. All right, I'm going to continue with the Russia, why it's not later. I'm going to hit the second inherency point, which is Cyberstorm is doing the same as their plan. They said that was a contradiction between us because we said that.
Are you not going to point out the drop on Inherency 1?
Hey, dude.
The Cybersecurity Act of 2009?
Yeah, I have that down here in my inherency.
Okay, I prefer that you go in the order that it was presented previously.
Kayla. Yeah, okay. I'll start over and do that.
Yeah.
Alright, I'd like to hit our 3 inherency points which my partner had brought up before. First is actually a dropped argument, which is about, in 2009 we made a cybersecurity act, and that we are going to improve and maintain effective cyber security defenses against disruption. So we've already been planning for the past 2 years for increasing our cybersecurity defenses. So that's one dropped argument. And then my partner's second argument was that, which was countered by the affirmative team, as in that no case is perfect, that this is the best solution. Well, I'm here to say that no, it isn't the best solution. Of course, no case is perfect, but we need to go with the best solution. And status quo is the best solution, which I'll continue to be talking about. The third point that we were talking about is Cyberstorm. Now, what Cyberstorm is a game-like environment in which different countries come together and they have kind of a battle on the internet, like a normal cyber war. I don't have the specific countries we do. I think we do it with Australia and then other countries and stuff. But basically what it is it's a way to pull out holes in each other's thing, in battle thing. So right here we are solving for something. And we already have the teams that we're going against. We already have all of them built up, and we have what we need. All right, and then I want to say that increased budget for cybersecurity.
You didn't answer the contradiction. You were going to answer the contradiction, remember? And then I interrupted you. Yeah, but I still want you to answer the contradiction.
Okay, yeah, I forgot about the contradiction. Okay, they said that Cyberstorm is doing the same thing as Cyber Command. Well, our arguments against Cyber Command was that it was very vague and we didn't know what it was doing. So if we already said that we didn't know what it was doing, how could they say it's doing the same as what we are doing? What they're doing with Cyber Command is they're taking Russia and the United States and coming together doing this one thing by itself. Well, with Cyberstorm, we have a bunch of different countries that we've already planned out, and we've already said, okay, these are the countries we're going to do it against. And we have thing where we're in a game-like environment doing this. It is not the same as Cyber Command. We're doing 2 separate things here. All right, and then I want to talk about the increased budget for cybersecurity. The United States has an increased budget by $105 million. That for the 2011, so we are increasing it. And I have a piece of evidence here, and it's talking about, basically it's just telling about the Pentagon's second urgency of the threat and the vulnerability of the U.S. networks.
Did you have a flag on that piece of evidence before you went up? Oh,
No.
good. Okay, never mind.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay. The Pentagon's second ranking official describes cyber threats as his top worry, and a chorus of other defense and government officials recently sounded similar distress signals over the prospects of cyber war. And so they're increasing the budget here because they understand that this is becoming an increasing threat. And so we are increasing the budget so we can attack, so we can be able to defend against cyber attacks. And, alright.
Okay, same thing as for Kayla. What does that mean?
So, with the increasement of our budget, we can defend against cyber attacks. Now,
No. What I'm showing you here is the status quo has said this is our top priority. We've legislated on it. We've started agencies on it. We've got international exercises on it, and we're spending millions of dollars on it. We've got the issue under control and don't need yet another initiative to mess with what we're doing now. Try that.
yeah, okay. In the status quo, we are already, our government officials are already grasping and understanding and putting into action the fact that we of cybersecurity. We don't need Russia to help us with our cybersecurity. We are already enacting it, and we understand the problem, and we are going to solve the problem. So we do not need the affirmative plan in this area. Now, it said that under in the plan about inviting, they said free candy, that we will get benefits for free, and they said that they might not attack in the hardest way, but we'll still get benefits from it. Well, Russia isn't going to come over here and show their deepest, hardest secrets so we can go, oh yeah, okay, this is how we defend against them. They have their own secrets back here. Why would they want to show us this? They have brought up no evidence saying that Russia wants the U.S. and Russia to be open-mindedly together with this. Because the only way we can really benefit by this agreement is if Russia and the U.S. shows our best things. Because the stuff we have on the outside, we can already do. I mean, we can test our cybersecurity the same way that Russia can when they come over here. We can already solve our own problem, and we're not bringing in other countries over here that have their own problems. We are just focusing, everything is internal, we're building each other up in here. And the United States is building each other up. So we can use our own people to test as well as Russia can test our own. Now, they said about the advantages. They have 3 advantages, which I will be talking about all 3 of them. The first is relations. Now, they say that this plan is good for relations. Okay. Well, I'd like to kind of try and build 2 arguments in here together about affecting other countries. How cybersecurity, cyber attacks, and cyber criminals affect other countries. I want to say that what my partner already said is that there's other countries out there that are getting attacked, and that we can do the same thing that they're trying to do with Russia. Why are they signaling out Russia? Why are we trying to improve relations with only Russia? There's all the other countries out there
Was
that
I
are doing
supposed
it.
to write that down?
What?
Was I supposed to write that down?
Yes. Under
Yeah.
relations.
Okay. Back to the clear tagging thing. It was kind of like you said. All right, let's look at relations. I'm gonna have 2 points here that really I'm gonna try to interrelate, and I want you to look back at what my partner said and blah blah blah. blah. I never write anything down. You want to say, look at the help bringing relations arguments. I'm gonna bring up to you 2 points. The first is name it. My partner already proved this when she said this, and we didn't really hear a good response to that. My second is. Does that make sense? Try it that way.
Alright.
And then you're done.
Okay. Alright. I'd like to bring up the point and their advantages of relations, and I'd also like to bring up the points about affecting other countries. Now, why do we pick out Russia to do?
What's the thesis you're proving right here?
Is that
don't single out Russia,
Yeah.
or multilateral solution is needed, or something that I'm writing down and you're proving.
I don't really know what I'm trying to do with the relations.
I think it's a fair argument to say, my partner gave you a clear thesis that we need to help. If we're going to act internationally, it must be multilateral. Here are the reasons why. The first one is, if you do bilateral here, why aren't you doing bilateral elsewhere? It harms relations with those other countries unless you bring them in. Second reason is, if you're doing it here, you're also going to have to do it there perhaps, and you end up with this huge convoluted mess. Third reason is, Cyberstorm already has a multilateral solution, which is open to Russia if they would just agree to join it. So really, we need to have a multilateral solution, and that's the best way to help our relations with Russia and the rest of the world at the same time. And that's what we really want. Don't look just to Russia, look to the whole world. So you've got to be able to come in there and label that, and that helps you. Because once you label it, you understand what you're saying. But if you just come up here and talk, you don't know how it relates, and I'm not going to do that work for you because I don't either. Right?
Yeah.
So come up here with a point and then prove it. Do it.
Okay. I'd like to bring up the point of affecting other countries. And I'd also like to add on to this point of relations. Why are we singling out Russia when we can go multilateral and we get better advantages? The cybersecurity plan should not be just singled out to Russia, because Russia isn't the only one who has problems, or they're not the only one who's being attacked or anything. There's so many other countries out there that can benefit, that we can benefit, that would have the same effect of Russia. There's no reason why we should just be doing this. And if we do it just to Russia, are we going to have to go back and do it to other countries as well? Because why are we showing favoritism to Russia? We're trying to just improve relations with Russia, or are we trying to go there? There's no reason why we should just signal out Russia.
And there are reasons not to. Right? How are you going to win?
Yeah.
If you just say, yeah, well, there's no really good reason, but you don't have a reason not to do their case, and they're going to come up here and say, the negative team didn't give us a reason not to, so prima facie, who cares? Second of all, here's one little itty-bitty schmidgen of a reason. That's enough, because there's no reason not to.
Yeah. I have reasons not to do
Really?
it. Yeah. Okay.
That would be good to have right here.
Yeah. Write that down. Okay.
All right, give us one reason not to.
Okay. One reason not to is that in the past they have been known not to follow through all their plans.
Okay,
Russia-
that's not what I was talking about, because I was saying when you are talking about their advantage of relations, you don't want to come up here and just say, well, why single out Russia in terms of relations? You want to also say, this will hurt our relations with other people.
Oh.
Okay, I'm not talking disadvantages elsewhere. I'm saying on that point itself. Don't just come up here and say, well, why just them? Go ahead and flip it and say, doing just them is bad.
Okay. So, if we just single out Russia to have this cybersecurity plan, we are hurting relations with other countries in the fact that we are excluding them. I want to keep pushing the point that this should be a multilateral thing, where we are including many countries, which is what we are currently doing with Cyberstorm, which is in the status quo. We're currently solving the problem, which I keep trying to tell, which is the negative team's main point.
Good. Huh?
Okay.
That's good. I know you had disadvantages, but we're out of time, so.
Yeah.
Okay.